What's up, everybody? I'm Drevis. I'm the main representative of Diddy Kong here in North Carolina, and one of the better
Oh,
players in the Western North Carolina region. And with me, I have Low Tier U and
Ayo.
Skylo.
Yo, yo, yo. So about ourselves, I play Pichu, Pyramithra. Uh, yeah, that's basically it. You can find me tweeting stupid stuff.
True.
Yeah. About me, I am a full-time job worker, blue collar, you might say Roy. I play the game in my free time, but I like to talk about the game a lot, and I've been a part of the scene for a while, so I kind of know the ins and outs. I've known Dan Drevis for about 3-4 years now. It's been a while. About 3 years, yeah. So,
I think it's
yep,
about
that's
three.
me, LTY.
Nice. So today I figured we could just talk about the start of the summer season because that's when Asheville Tournament started to kind of go on the rise again. Because I know there wasn't too many tournaments because MUIR wasn't really being hosted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like with that, we had basically how tournaments were going. It was like very split apart. The Asheville scene didn't like really exist for a while. Like it was like very few players would come out to tournaments, but then it was like mainly over the summer that things started to kick off. Like it was like the big revival because we had that whole like online era where no one wanted to play the game anymore.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
But
awful.
then we had the summer,
Yeah.
and the summer was very very good for the Asheville scene in my opinion.
I would agree. Yeah. It really helped having Drevis. I'm just gonna call him Daniel at this point. It really helped having Daniel move back to the scene. Um, so he originally moved out to Charlotte, but came back to Asheville after about a year, and that's when events really started popping up again because the current TOs, myself and Alex, we just didn't have the time. We couldn't really run tournaments that well, so it was nice having Daniel move back because that really brought like a lot of passion back to the scene, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I would say so. Yeah, yeah, I would say so. That's
I
when
agree
that's when
with
people
that.
started like showing up again. Is when Daniel came back, and that's when like summer really started popping off again.
yeah, I think there's a lot of people in the scene who are like friends with me, like Jason, Taylor, and I think you as well.
Me,
Um,
yeah, I would say so.
and I guess me coming back like just gave them more motivation. And I think me and Taylor hosting Smash Fest helped a lot too because it gave people a place to grind the game offline outside of
Yeah,
Yeah,
tournaments.
that's a
that's
huge
definitely true.
huge
Yeah.
thing. Huge thing over there because like I feel like a lot like I was saying before like some players would still like I know Game Bro Advance still went to tournaments and stuff even before the summer but didn't really have like much of a place to practice
Yeah,
but then
Jason
it
does
was like
not
Smash
practice.
Fest. Yeah, but it was like those just having those Smash Fests every like once a week or whatever, like I think it helped like players like him a lot with just like general like improvement. And like I feel like you can even see it like straight up with like their results and stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
would say
agree.
like having weekly practice for a while. It was twice a week. That definitely helped like bring a lot of passion. I keep saying that word, but like it's the best way to describe it. It like brought a lot of people back into the scene, and overall, it just really helped everyone. Of course, Daniel, being the guy he is, was gonna grind the game as much as he could, but it definitely it's awesome. I don't even know, we had like at least I want to say like at least 15 tournaments over the course of the summer because we also started doing weeklies. So we had MUIR when Daniel first moved back, and then after that we started doing weeklies, and then there were also Smash on the Peaks tournaments happening, and
All right.
then Smash on the
Yeah.
Rocks. So there was a good mix of tournaments going on.
Yeah,
Not
that's
to
really
mention,
beneficial.
Yeah, no,
yeah, not to mention branching out to like South Carolina for some of the Greenville Smash On tournaments as well.
Oh yeah. The South Carolina scene is definitely good. It's only an hour away, and it's probably the strongest scene that's available to us. I think it's actually one of the strongest scenes in South Carolina. It's where Peanut is. So
Yeah,
being
I
able to
would say
go
that.
down there
Yeah,
really good opportunity, really good practice for me, I can say. It's a way to
Oh
like
yeah,
kind of like
absolutely.
it's a way to kind of prove myself too, because I can like go out of region and basically go to a tournament that is really stacked and try to make a name for myself there. I wish I'd known
Yeah,
about that region a few years ago. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like we'd gone to at least one of their tournaments before. I could be wrong though, because we did drive. So Asheville's kind of a weird area, so you can't really drive to Boone. You can't really drive to like Triad. You can't drive to Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte is probably, I think it's the closest scene to Asheville,
yeah,
Yeah, I think so
in
too.
North Carolina at least. So
Yeah,
every now and then we would drive to Charlotte for Big Blue, but that was really inconsistent because it was like a 2.5 hour drive just to get there, and the brackets would normally last a very long time. So it wasn't a really good consistent way of getting practice. But with the Greenville scene being only an hour away, it was super awesome to have them really close to us.
yeah,
yeah, I
and I
completely
think
agree.
we're just like thriving right now because we have like again since like summer and stuff now we have so we have the Smashville tournaments and we're still working out MUIR, so we'll ignore that for now. We have the UNCA tournaments, and we have the Salty tournaments at WCU. So
Yeah,
That's
we
three
have like
weeklies.
3 weeklies on top of like being able to go to Greenville, South
and
Carolina.
potentially a monthly. We're still figuring that one out.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
point is, we have a good amount of tournaments to play. We have Smash Fest every week. So if you're trying to improve in the scene, there's a lot of ways to do that. There's a lot of opportunities. It really just depends on how busy your schedule is, because not everyone can go to all these events all the time, myself included.
Yeah. And speaking of, I think we should bring up two players specifically who had like a recent like spark, glow up, whatever you call it. I'd say Game Bro Advanced and Shakur Man. Both have been doing incredibly well. Shakur Man, I'm more aware of his results. Started the summer scene very wishy-washy, but then like was just doing like was just keep getting just kept on getting better every time towards the end, and now like just went on an incredible run recently at Smash on the Peaks. Beat Clur, South Carolina PR player, and I think ended up getting fifth at that tournament, which was pretty stacked. We had quite a few
Yeah,
big South Carolina names, and he did incredible.
he did
So
do really
shout outs
well.
to him, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did really well. It does suck because he's actually leaving the scene. Well, he's already left the scene. The day we
Yeah,
recorded this,
he's going to
yeah,
China.
he's going to China for a mission trip. So he'll be gone for, I want to say, 6 months. So
yeah,
I want to talk about his blow up. I think that's part of the reason he got a lot better really quickly, is because he was playing as much as he could before he left, and I think that really did help him.
I think so
And
too.
I think it was also really good motivation because he wanted to get as good results as he could before he was gone. So I think that's part of the reason he was like exploding out of nowhere. Like he was playing really consistent. He had some bad habits that would get punished, that would end his run. But towards the end, he was playing really well. Uh,
oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was making really good results, going like driving like 2+ hours to tournaments just to play.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy. He was driving where
yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
drive to Charlotte.
yeah,
yeah. No,
we really don't. Yeah,
he has a longer drive than people in Asheville, but he does it, and like it's just like he has a lot of motivation and passion, especially like as Ethan was saying, like towards like the very end before he left on his trip, he just wanted to get better, and he just did. I know I talked to him a little bit. He told me that one of the things that he thinks helped him the most is actually caring less about his bracket, which is like which is pretty interesting because like I sort of like agree with that. It's like you can be over invested in like what your result is, like whether you do good or bad. But if you just like ignore those thoughts and like just throw them out the window, Like I feel like it helps you concentrate more in bracket and lets you execute things you normally do. Um,
Yeah,
and
100%.
yeah, and it's just like he'd show up to these tournaments, he wouldn't mess around. He went Morton the entire time, and yeah, no, we just saw like I'm sure if you like pull up his data on like Smash GG or whatever, Start GG, my bad. Uh, you can see it like it's just like the results keep getting better, and like recently at Salty. He did really good. He beat some players he normally doesn't. He beat me, for example, and
Yeah.
he just went on a really, really good run.
Not a lot
Yeah,
of players have
100%.
a S tier Western player wins, and he has a win on me at UNCA,
Yeah, so
and
two
that's
like
pretty big.
really big wins, very big wins.
Dude, that pop off after he beat me. You guys weren't there, but he actually screamed out the top of his lungs. I've never been popped off on like that before.
Oh, if you think that one was bad, I don't think it was as bad as the one with Clur.
Yeah, he was on one when he beat Claire. He was
He like, I think I was about to go deaf when he popped off on me. He started jumping around the entire venue.
dude.
Yeah,
That sounds very similar to what happened with Claire.
It probably was
I
similar.
think yeah. I think I was like on the mic or like possibly I think I was commentating and I heard like from like across the room and I looked over and I just saw him like jumping around and I was like, "Oh god, what happened?"
The classic Jacool man
no,
pop off.
he had height on that jump.
Yeah, my man can
He
jump.
definitely did really well though. Throughout the season, he was kind of struggling for a while. I think a lot of that was because he was TLing Smash on the Rocks. I think he was disappointed at the turnout, and I think it was definitely affecting his gameplay. He
I
did.
think that, and also, this is a hot take. I think him messing with shit actually messed him up for because he was trying to start the season.
You're cutting out there, bud. But I think what you were trying to say is him messing around with Sheik for a while was ruining his practice with Morton. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, yes.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that Sheik that movement on that Sheik was pretty nice, but that Sheik was not winning games.
It was not, and that's just the Sheik problem in general, in my opinion, at
Yeah,
least.
I think Sheik's really hard at our
I
level.
think she. Yeah, no, at our level, I think it's like really, really hard because like the thing is, I feel like at our level, you still don't have like everything you need to know to like win a game if that makes sense. Like there's still like different concepts you have to apply and stuff. But once you put all that together, then Sheik becomes a really, really good character. But at our
Yeah,
level, like, some players might be lacking in neutral, disadvantage, and you kind of see that like those holes like even bigger on a character like
yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Um, but I do want to talk about the other person who's improved
yes.
really fast out of I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but
I
like
think it was kind of gradual.
steadily getting better in my opinion. Who's now like a serious threat. That would be Game Bro Advanced.
Low
Uh,
Yeah.
key,
really good player.
if we were to make like an actual PR, like no Western, no chatty, just people
Yeah,
living
yeah.
in Asheville alone, I think Game Bro
Oh, that's
Advanced would
number
probably
two.
yeah, I think Game Bro Advanced is number 2 right now because he just completely leveled up. He won like 2 UNCA brackets if I recall correctly over Wheatley, who was also a contender for like a top 3 or 4. Uh,
Yeah.
and he's also been like getting second to me. He did get third to Raiko, so good job to Raiko for
Yeah.
outplacing him last week. But Game Boy Advance has been getting second to me like 3 or 4 weeks in a row before that.
Yeah, I would argue
Maybe.
this is gonna sound a little
Yeah,
conceited,
go
but
on.
I would argue that title goes to me, low key. Um,
You need to go to tournaments to prove that, buddy.
yeah, like the problem is I can't like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
No,
go to
I agree with that
I
actually.
don't go to tournaments, but he's won UNCA brackets over Wheatley. I've done that. Um, I don't lose to Taylor, and the only person I lose to, if we're talking about in this scene, really is Drevis. But I don't want to stray off topic, but I don't think he's uncontested number two.
Hey,
I
aren't
think
I in the scene?
you know
I'm
you're
doing.
currently WCU.
Okay, well, I came to the wrong podcast. I'm kidding.
But like I don't want to like I don't think it's uncontested number two. I think there's argument for lots of players who are like very close. I will say though that as of recently, Game Boy Advance has been doing really well, and he was having consistent to like mid results throughout the summer, but towards the tail end of summer he definitely started like consistently getting top four minimum.
I think
Yeah.
that's the big word to use when talking about Game Bro now is consistency. Because we would make jokes about like how he could just randomly go 0-2, and then the other day he could randomly get second. But now it feels like he's upped his consistency to the point where now he's like always making top eights, maybe even like always making top fives and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just really
Something else about Game Bro, it was okay. It was Joker, not Diddy, but he has a set win on me too.
that is true.
That is
He
true.
reset grands against me, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, because Taylor took him out in winners, but then he took Taylor out in losers. Yeah, he reset grands against me, and I had to clutch out a game 10 grand finals against him. So he's one of the few players that has a set against me.
Yeah, and that's still a win against you, like regardless of like whether you're playing Diddy or Joker, like that's still like a win. So like that's really good stuff. Not a lot of players can say
Yeah.
that.
Hey Daniel, next time we play in bracket, can you go Joker, please?
I'll think about it.
I'm trying to get this win, bro.
I'm just giving it out now.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to use Joker for a few weeks, but I'm switching back to Diddy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted to talk about that. So like Daniel, what has been like your experience like, or your like thought process like switching to Joker for a while? Kind of want to get your thoughts on that.
I think I've just been frustrated with Diddy for quite a while, actually. I think you guys even like heard rumors about it because I remember being questioned about it at Battle of Bailey. Like, what are you doing with your character pool in the future?
Yeah.
But like Diddy Kong is kind of a weird character in my opinion. He doesn't really play traditionally a lot of the time, and I feel like improving with him is mostly just learning a bunch of character specific techniques and mixing up between them. I think I actually might have been a little wrong on that with some of the ways I've been thinking recently, but I'm still kind of like figuring that stuff out. But I actually don't think I'm completely correct in saying that. But I was thinking that for a long time, and then I wanted to switch to a character I felt like would be more straightforward to improve with, and a character I feel like, especially since I've been at the same skill level for a few months, in my opinion. So I tried Joker. Joker, I felt like fit my playstyle, and he was also really fun on top of that. Uh, I tried maining Joker a few years ago, and that didn't. I remember that didn't go too well. But my Joker, like for some reason, quickly surpassed the Joker from a few years ago, and I did okay at a UNCA bracket with my day 2 Joker. I played like friendlies for like 1 or 2 days before that. I remember, yeah, I got second to you, Julian.
Yeah.
I got second to you. You complimented my Joker despite you like destroying it, honestly. Although I did take a few games.
But all I'm gonna say is I was right on it because I remember you played Joker the week after.
Yeah, that's true.
At Salty, and it did well.
Yeah,
and I told you it's mainly because I knew the matchup.
I got yeah, I did really well at Salty Splatoon with my week 1, not week 2, not month 1. My week 1 Joker got second at a Salty Splatoon to not to one of the in-state players or in-region players, but to Jennifer, who's an A-tier North Carolina player.
Yeah.
Like I
No,
think
that's impressive.
I beat Nate. I beat Jacolman. Jacolman actually, like, it was easier fighting Jacolman with Joker than with Diddy. And then I also fought Chatty, and I was like, I wanted to rematch Jennifer because Jennifer beat my Joker and Diddy. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go my best character, increase my chances, and I actually went down 0-2 against Chatty. And I was like, you know what? I'll try out the Joker, and then I reverse 3-0'd him. Was not expecting that, but I'll take it. I'll take the W.
That was the craziest part of your run, I think, was that realization of like, you know what? I'm gonna try going this character. And you know, I feel like whenever you're learning up a new character, it's really hard to build that like new confidence with them because you haven't like tested the waters yet, or you haven't like fully realized like how far you like your skill level is with that character. but I
Yeah.
think like it finally
Yeah.
like maybe like sort of clicked with you whenever you like were playing Chatty for a bit and you realized like,
I
oh, I'm
think
really good with
yeah.
this character.
I think I don't know. It's weird. Like, so as someone who's changed mains and stuck with it, when you're in like the initial trial phases of playing said character, you definitely have like doubts in the back of your mind, and that can mess you up and make it hard for people who are constantly flip flopping between characters because you think in the back of your head, oh well, what if I went this character when I lost here? Like, what if this character would have done the job? And so like, I think you like I think with your back against the wall, at that point, you were just kind of like, I'm going all in on Joker. And that did help because you were probably playing with more confidence at that point because you were like, if I lose here, like it's over. Um, and
Yeah.
I don't know that like that's kind of a weird thing. In my opinion, is like one of the benefits of solo maining is like there's no other options. It's either you play this character or you're losing. So like you don't have any like extra thoughts in the back of your head about like matchups or like switching characters or anything like that. And
I
I
feel
think
that.
when you I think when you decided to play Joker this time, in your brain you were thinking, okay, like I'm actually gonna do this instead of last time where it might have been you were like feeling kind of wishy washy and you were like maybe in the back of your head you were thinking like, oh, if I was Diddy right now it would be over or
Yeah.
something like that. I think I don't know. There's a lot that goes into the game besides just being good at the game. There's like a lot of mentality stuff that
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
not everyone knows. And the same could be said for like Chakulman and how he said he just didn't care anymore. That's
Yeah.
another thing
Yeah.
because I've noticed for myself at least if I'm playing in a, like an out of region tournament and I don't even bother to like look into my bracket and I don't know who my opponent is, I play better because I'm not thinking, oh well, this is like a tier listed player I'm playing against right now. Like they're good at the game. If you're just playing and you like clear your mind of like those thoughts in the back of your head that you can be hard to get rid of, it really does help.
Yeah,
I actually.
because like,
Oh,
yeah, go
sorry.
on.
You go ahead. Oh.
No, you
Just.
go. You
I'll go. What I was about to say isn't too long. I really feel that. I actually felt that with Jennifer at that salty spittoon because I knew that Jennifer was like a. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like some of the people there were kind of worshiping him a little bit. He like I've heard that he was a really upper level player, at least in comparison to us.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me was actually like I wanted, like I had like a desire to kind of like prove myself against Jennifer and a desire to like kind of defend my region against him. But I think that desire actually made me play not to lose instead of playing to win and made me play a little bit worse. But against everyone else, it was completely different. I was actually more okay with losing to everyone else than Jennifer. And I think that's why I like made reverse 3-0s, played a lot more clutch. Uh, but against
Yeah.
Jennifer, I was like, oh, I need to prove that WNC is underrated. I need to prove that by beating
Yeah.
this NC player. And I think I played a lot worse than I
Yeah.
could have because of that.
Yeah, when you have all that in the back of your head, it like it can just kind of mess up your thinking. And like again, I'm a Roy player, so like sometimes just blunt force or like just being straight to the point. I don't know, just feels like the most effective way of playing. Like if you just empty your brain, as stupid as that sounds, just empty your brain, just
Yeah.
play,
Or it's like,
just
yeah, like
play and like
I
play like with muscle memory and like read the player's habits instead of reading like the player's status. Kind of, I don't know.
yeah. And it's also like, you gotta play for yourself. I feel like, you gotta like, a lot of people will compliment some other people, they'll downplay other people, and at the end of the day, what ultimately matters is yourself, like to you. Like you gotta play the game not for other people, not to get people's admiration or whatever. You gotta play the game just so you can like have fun and improve.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I agree.
I agree with that. Like I
like
don't think the top players they're playing because they're like I want people to recognize me. I think they're playing because they just want to be as good as they can be and they want
oh,
wins.
absolutely,
Like
yeah,
I don't think
and
when MK Leo got number one player, I don't think he was playing like to be number one. I think he just wanted to play. I could be totally wrong. I mean, I don't know the guy,
I'm
but
I'm not sure
yeah,
about that. I've seen quotes from him saying that he wants to be the best in the world before he got that
well,
title. Like
it's different. Like I guess I don't know. It's like it's a little different at that level also compared to like our level
I
because
agree.
with like your thoughts of like I need to prove that this scene is good and all this. Like you're putting a lot more into the match than what actually is going on.
Yeah, that's true.
My perspective. Like my perspective on it is going back to the Leo example. Like he wanted number one, not to impress other people, but for himself is what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
at. Like
Yeah.
he
That's a
wanted
fair
to be
point.
the best player for himself, not for his friends, his family. He wanted to do it for himself, and that's it. He didn't want like the fame of being number one. He wanted it all for himself. Like
Yeah.
like that mentality. I feel like is what you need in order to cause those big upsets. Because the moment you start thinking like, oh, this could be my chance to get a big upset, then I could tell everyone and stuff. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
It just won't. And I feel like
That's something.
especially like
Yeah. Go ahead.
some people, yeah, I feel like some people like at our level, even in our region, like they're more than capable of making big upsets, but they think with that mentality, and
They
then
want
that's
it. They
what
want it
ruins
too
them.
bad.
Yeah.
In a way, like they want it too
Exactly.
bad. Like they
That,
want to be
that
able to flex.
that's me with South Carolina and even North Carolina PR players whenever I
Yeah,
fight them.
like everybody wants to beat like Peeb, for example, but
Absolutely.
like some people just want to do it so they can flex.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, like it's I don't know. It's weird. Like you got to play with a chip on your shoulder, but like you can't let it get like too big.
I agree. I think something that's
It's
been
just
working for
like
me
you said. He's Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. Something that's working for me recently is I just focus on like having fun with the game, even in like bracket sets. I think that's when I fought Mintos at Rock the Hill. I went up too well with that mentality. Because I was like, oh, I already made it through the bracket as far as I did. I just want to have a fun set with a cool Cloud player that I respect. And I just went up too well, and I was like, what the? But then I was like, wait, am I about to get this PR win? That'd be kind of sick. And then I got reverse 3-0'd as soon as that went through my mind.
Yeah.
The mentality is a huge part of the competition in this
And
game.
yeah,
That's
and
why
it was
reverse
just as
3-0s
you
are
said
so
before, it's
common,
like
in my
yeah,
opinion.
just
Go
giving.
ahead though.
It's good to give respect to people, but like there's also like over someone. You know, you like there again are plenty of players in our region that are more than capable.
You are cutting up, my friend.
You
The
are cutting up.
moment. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I
This is scuffed.
apologize
This
about
is
that.
scuffed for the first recording. It's a little scuffed, but it's
Alright,
fine.
do I sound better?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Where was I? Okay, yeah. So like whenever you're playing those players, you know, like I feel like a lot of people just, you know, like they have that realization of like, oh, I could beat this player. And that's whenever things go downhill. Because instead of just like respecting them like they normally do to a player, they over respect that player a
Mhm.
lot to like really, really want that win. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta realize everyone's human.
Yeah.
True. It's hard. It's not easy.
You gotta look at your opponent like they're a human, not like they're a boss battle from a video game or something. I don't know.
Mhm. I do. I also speaking of getting upsets, I want to know who do y'all think is on the come up in our scene, for the fall season? Who do you think will make some waves at least? Like we've already talked about like Jacoolman and Game Bro Advance, but
Yeah.
like who else do you guys think like has a shot? Because I have someone in mind, but I want to hear what you guys say first. Just pick like one person.
Easily the
Say that.
Sonic player from Western.
Oh
the
yeah,
new one.
Cobalt.
Yeah, Cobalt.
Cobalt. Okay.
Cobalt,
Shout out.
absolutely.
Honestly, could be
If
S tier from what I have seen so far.
yeah, no. Speaking of, I kind of want to talk about him for a bit. Um, Cobalt, really chill dude. Like actually one of the coolest people I've met. Super
Man, that's
cool.
why I
The
hate
only
Sonic
thing
players,
is
man.
he
They're
plays
all
Sonic,
cool.
dude.
Yeah, like that's why I hate Sonic players and like Game and
Bro,
Watch players. Normally they're really chill people, but God, like you are like so annoying in the game.
you're not supposed to be playing that
Yeah,
character.
like
Yeah.
I just want to hate you, but like I can't. You know.
True.
But anyways,
From what I've
really,
heard about Cobalt, he seems really good. So that'll be exciting. Yay.
really chill, and also like he has so much passion for the game. Always entering Wi-Fi tournaments. Always like anytime I see him all the time at WCU in the cafeteria. He's always watching Sex on his phone. He's just
Ooh.
watching like Sonics against so and so. Just always watching
Yeah.
that.
Dang.
So like he's really serious about it, which is what I love to see.
He might be top level in the next 4 years.
For real.
Honestly.
Please quote me on that in 4 years from now if that happens.
Yeah, no, put me in there too. Like, honestly, really
Alright,
cool
so-
guy. Anyways, who was
So
your
that's
Yeah.
Drevis's pick. I want to hear what your pick is, Mr. Skylo Julian.
Okay, so if I'm not allowed to pick Cobalt as well, I think my pick, and I've always had faith in this player, but I think it's gonna take them a while, and that's Leo. L.
Ooh.
L. Okay.
I much like Cobalt, I respect his passion a lot for the game. He's always like thinking of ways to improve, doing lessons all the time, and I think like that goes a long way. Whenever you're playing Smash for a while and like it feels like you're like stuck at that certain skill level for a while, sometimes like it might take a really long time, but sometimes like you'll slowly like unlock like the reasons why you're at that level, and it just all comes to you at once. From my personal experience, that's what it's felt like to me, and I feel like the same could happen to Leo in like a couple of months.
Yeah, I think he's so Leo's like a weird pick for me because I think he's really good sometimes, and then I think sometimes he's just like not on point. Like inconsistent would be like a word I would use to describe him. I think he can have like a really good result, and if he gets like a really good result that he's proud of, that could help push him like towards being more consistent. But it could also be his downfall as well because then he's gonna be like, I have to do this well again. I have to do this and that can really throw you off in bracket. Because that's happened to me before where I'm like, I need to do well, and then I almost fumble the bag or I do fumble the bag.
Honestly, I think that's his biggest problem, and if he can overcome that,
Yeah.
that'll be a huge help.
But
I really want him
I
to
definitely
succeed.
could see it. That man is always trying to play the game to the point where it gets annoying, honestly.
Actually, I won't lie. He's been prioritizing Terraria and Splatoon a little bit recently, but he is still trying to go to Salty tomorrow.
Okay. Because back when I was still playing consistently about a month ago, I would try and like come like play friendlies or something. He's always there, and like I respect it, but like sometimes I'm just not trying to play with you, and I feel
Always
like
in the corner.
every time Leo and I are at like a Smash Fest together, or like we're like in a room where we can play Smash, he's asking for friendlies, and like I respect it, but like I don't just want to play the same guy over and over. And it's weird because he singles out like certain people. Like he'll single out Drevis a lot.
Dude, he comes over to my place like once a week, and we play for like 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, and then he'll single me out.
He hasn't come by this week though. It's surprised. I think it's because
Well,
he
wants that experience.
Yeah. So just I think he's a really good player. He's just got to like he has some like weird habits that I think once he gets past, he'll be like potential S tier. In our region, like in WCU, AVL, UNCA region, he'll be like an S tier in my opinion. Because when he's playing on point, he's really playing on point, but it's just a little inconsistent.
Absolutely.
But I do like that pick. I think that's a good pick.
Out of almost everyone in the scene, I honestly want him to succeed the most. I don't see a lot of people definitely don't have to take the game seriously if they don't want to.
He takes it a lot more serious than most, yeah.
I don't see a lot of people take it that seriously, and I really respect it when I do because I honestly kind of see myself in that. I honestly want to help him as much as I can get better. I'm at a bit of a loss at exactly what he needs to do.
It's something about his
I think his mentality.
Oh, it's something about his mentality and neutral, at least gameplay wise. It's something in his neutral. Like he's a little too defensive sometimes.
I think he's a little too repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
I would
That's a
say
good
so.
word.
Sometimes it feels
Repetitive
like he
or
has like a.
defensive.
Anyway,
Julian,
Whoa,
you are doing the thing again, so we're gonna keep talking about
Julian's a
Leo.
robot.
So
yeah,
about his
just talk
gameplay.
over me.
About his gameplay, I just want to say this. So, like, gameplay wise, he's a little too defensive, and it also leads to patterns where, like, you'll be like in neutral, one person's on one side, he's on the other side. He'll wait for you to approach, and if you approach a certain way, he'll either back air or dash attack, and it's like the same thing over and over. Like when he doesn't know what to do, he kind of just retreats into like a little turtle shell with like back air and just dash attack. At least with Palutena. With Joker, he's a little different. Like he'll try and gun camp, but I think he's still like working on that a little bit because you can normally get in on him while he's doing the gun.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, good pick. I guess we'll go to my pick next.
I know
And
who it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I want you to guess who it's gonna be.
Ethan, the weeby Ethan.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's me. No, I'm kidding. It's honestly, I think it's Volakai.
That's a really, really good pick.
I got some money on Volakai.
Really?
Honestly. So I thought Volakai was a little bit on the lower end of the WCU players. Like maybe a year ago, when I did play with him. And he went to Raleigh over the summer, and he didn't attend any of our tournaments here in the summer, but he was playing in a lot of Raleigh tournaments, and I think that really helped him get a lot better, because when I played with him at Smash on the Peaks like 2 months ago, I think, I could see it in his gameplay. He got smarter, and he got better. He just got a lot better at the game. I think he has a few consistency problems, and I think he has a few just maybe like matchup problems in general, because Mega Man is a weird and hard character to play. But I really respect the fact that he has stuck with Mega Man since he started playing the game. Like he hasn't had any doubts. He hasn't tried to like switch around. He's basically just been
true loyalist.
He's been the Mega Man guy, and I think eventually it will pay off for him. But I got to give some shout outs to him because I think he could do really well this season, and I think he could cause some really good upsets.
I agree.
For sure.
I think, like you were saying, just really solid. Just a few inconsistency problems. I have to say the thing that might be holding him back.
You are still Mr. Robot.
Well, I guess this is what happens whenever I'm on 6%.
Oh,
Wonderful.
great.
So, yeah, if you guys want to carry, I'll just be saying yes and no to things.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on that, Daniel, before I guess we wrap it up? Wrap it up for today, unless there's anything else.
I guess we can maybe like briefly comment on like some of the like regionals happening around here. Maybe some of the regionals that are about to happen, and maybe like the regionals
Captain on Clash 3. Go to that. That's at WCU in October 7th.
Talking about Clash is coming up, and the Arcadian's coming up.
Arcadian's going to be a really big event. Going to be really interesting.
Time to kind of.
But yeah, Arcadian should be super fun. I won't be going, but I think these two players will be going. It'll be really to see who can make some upsets, because at least Drevis, for example, I feel like Drevis will play really well, and then he'll run into a PR player, and that's where the run ends. So if there's no PR player, we'll see what happens.
I got a PR win at Rock the Hill.
You did. So that could be a very interesting run. Maybe top 8. Maybe we'll see. I think Skylo could do really well. I think Chad, if Chad goes, could do really well. True. Josai could do well. I haven't seen anything super impressive from Josai this season, like yet. I think he had a slightly underwhelming performance at Salty Spittoon, the one tournament he has attended this fall.
That's true.
I think Volakai could do pretty solid, and then anyone else from our scene, I'm trying to think. Game Bro, That's gonna be a weird one. We'll see how much he's improved if he ends up going. I don't know if he is going.
Raiko might
That's
go.
one to watch.
Raikau, who's a player that's not talked about a lot in our scene. A Link, really good player, just has some issues like all the other
Very
players in
good.
our scene. Very good player. That should be interesting to see if he does end up going. But I have high hopes in Drevis, and I have high hopes in Chatty if Chatty goes, and then I have somewhat high hopes in Skylo. We'll see.
Damn, you better perform up to those standards, Skylo.
Yeah, you gotta impress me. I don't think he can even
with
hear
my
me.
robotic voice, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Okay,
You gotta win the
impress
Arcadian,
me.
Skylo.
Yeah.
I want.
Okay, well, I don't know about that one.
I want to win the Arcadian. I want Self to get second. I want Skylo to get third. I want Josai to get fourth, and I want Chatty to get fifth. I didn't really think about that order too hard, so don't think about that
Yeah.
too deeply.
Self Drevis Grands would be hype.
That would be hype. I
Yo,
think it's possible.
Self
Self
is at this point
Correct.
honorary Asheville.
That is true.
Dude's crazy.
I think we can dive into that topic more on the next episode. I don't want to keep you on the
Absolutely.
call too long because I think your phone's gonna die soon. So.
Sure. All right, well,
It's maybe another 2 minutes. Go on.
It was a fun first episode.
Some definitely. It's a little scuffed right now. There's some technical issues, but we should be good. For the next time.
We'll sort it out.
Yeah, we'll learn from it.
Yes.
I hope things are okay on my end. I don't think I had any like issues. So
I'm sorry, y'all.
Go ahead and state your name, Skylo.
Alright, it's Julian. I'm out. Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Bye.
So yeah, good first episode. I am LTY. You can just call me Ethan. I don't really like going by my tag. I'm here and there in the scene. You'll see me around. Follow me on Twitter at LTY_AVL. And yeah.
Damn the plug.
And I'm Drevis, the Diddy extraordinaire, and you can follow me on Twitter at Drevis2, Drevis TWO. And it was great talking to you guys.
Y'all. Peace out, y'all.